All right. Hi, everyone. I wanted to go through some Project 2 clarifications based off of the questions that you asked in your homework for, I think, a week or so ago. So, the first thing is people are asking, should I have something to say in my Project 2 report about all 10 heuristics? The answer is yes, that I would like you to write something for each of the heuristics in the workbook, but for the actual report, it's okay if you focus on about two or four of the heuristics to really talk about the strengths and the weaknesses and the recommendations. Next, people are wondering how precise should your recommendations be? Do you need to speak in highly technical language? And the answer is absolutely not. You want to talk about how you would like for the interface to function if you were using it. So you're talking from a perspective of the user, and you do not have to have the background for coding or how you might solve this problem. Finally, what will I be grading on? And I have a rubric now posted, which I will show you shortly. And I want you to focus on the third category. So let's look at it right now. The first is that the final report meets the minimum word count and uses clear professional language tailored for peers in professional writing and includes all required paragraphs. So this basically just takes care of all of the checklists. Do you have each of the required paragraphs? Are you meeting the basic requirements of the assignment? The next is that the report demonstrates a grasp of the heuristics. So when you talk about one or the other heuristics, it resembles what we've learned about in the brief lecture, but mainly the resources I've given you from the Nielsen website. And here's where I want you to really focus on, and this is going to be the weighted the most heavily in my grading. The report uses detailed language to describe the ways in which the interface conforms to or defies the heuristics. So when you are talking about your strengths and your weaknesses, you are going to narrate to me when I click on this, this happens, or when this takes effect in the interface, the following things occur, or when I'm looking to do X, Y, or Z, it looks like this and I'm unable to find this other thing. So you need to do a lot of description of the interface and then use that description to back up your explanation of why it is helpful or unhelpful based off of the heuristics. Finally, you want to, or before penultimately, you want to create a lot of revisions from the first and final draft, which will hopefully I will help you out with that on my feedback. And then make sure that you format the report in MLA or APA. The student has attached the completed heuristic workbook, and the report acknowledges any Gen AI use, attaching screenshots or of prompts if applicable. So that is what you need to do in that. Next, I have seen the question, do I need to include screenshots of the interface? No, you do not have to. However, you might do that if you want to be as clear as possible. That being said, you noticed on the rubric that I am emphasizing the importance of you describing the experience of using the interface. So you are using language to tell me how this is working out. Who is my audience? So you see in the rubric that I said your peers in professional writing, but imagine that your peers are also like the design or the user experience team for either Duolingo or Khan Academy. And then do I need to clean up or summarize my workbook notes? So if you attach that, that 10 heuristic workbook, do you need to create any kind of summary of that? No, I really want you to just turn in what you've done. So you're showing me that you spent time taking notes on this workbook. As long as you've written something for each section, you are good to go. And then some of you are articulating a worry that you won't find anything wrong because these are very smooth interfaces that people have put a lot of money into. Well, what I want you to really work on is always imagine that something could be better. So really give it a critical eye and try to find something to improve. But if there's absolutely nothing, I want you to do a spectacular job of describing exactly how and why these interfaces perform well. So, and if this is happening to you where you can't find absolutely any problems, please reach out to me as soon as possible because you're going to have to talk to me about this experience and we'll try to find something. If that doesn't answer your question, please feel free to reach out again.